So over the past week, we have seen weakness in the entire aviation sector in the world and in Singapore as well. That's where we saw stocks like SIA selling down by close to 10%, all right, due to this emergence of this Omicron variant, right? Omicron variant that's hit the world, and we have countries kind of closing their borders again, right? Pretty much back to where we were just last year, right? So what is the outlook for the aviation sector stocks? In this video right here, we'll cover 3 aviation sector stocks. SIA is one of them. The other 2, make sure you watch this video all the way to the end and find out what are the other 2 stocks. But pretty much we have seen weakness, selling down by more than 10%, and some of these stocks have approached some of those really attractive levels or support levels whereby we might start to see a little bit of bargain hunting coming back again. And that's where you can think about kind of positioning yourself to ride the rebound or any eventual recovery again, whenever when things start to get better and all that, like what we've seen in the Delta variant just a few months back, right? So watch this video all the way to the end if you want to find out how you can position yourself in some of these aviation stocks that has been hit over the past week. Okay, so the first stock I'd like to talk about would be SIA right here, Singapore Airlines, right? And just a couple of months back, just like in October, we kind of saw a spiked up in levels, right, all the way to around the $5.60 due to the Singapore government kind of opening up more VTL, vaccinated travel lanes. So we saw a spike up of more than 5%, hit a little bit of resistance around the 560, came back down, and I talked about this really good support at 520, right? So this 520, you can see we approach it, and then we kind of rebounded again near this 560 level and came back down. And then over the past week, right, with the emergence of this Omicron variant, right, unfortunately, right, we have broken this $5.20 support level, right? 520 was a really good support. You can see we were actually consolidating from 480 to about 520 since May all the way to October, about 5 months, and then we broke the 520, and that was kind of the new consolidation range, right? 520 all the way to about 560, right? So it was pretty much kind of a short period, only about 1 month plus, and then unfortunately we had this Omicron variant and we kind of broke back below the 520. So not a good thing when we broke below the 520, all right. Of course, due to this news, that's where airline stocks, the aviation stocks will get hit, and SIA is definitely one of them that got hit. And I think we have sellers coming out and just breaking the entire 520, quite a bearish candle on the 26th of November, all right, just about some point around last Friday when the news kind of came out and kind of broke this level, and now we are pretty much back to this support level at that 480, right? Look at this, right? This 480, guys, we have been supported above the 480 since May, all right? So it's about 5 to 6 months. You can see we rebounded 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we are right here today at $4.83, right? So it's only 1 or 2 days that we have approached this 480, but this could be a really good level to start thinking about a potential rebound that might actually happen, like what we have seen over the past 5 months. Look at this, right? Rebounded, and the thing is, what we want to spot is that now we're going to spot some really good bullish reversal candles. So this is what I call an area of value. Of course, we need a little bit more confirmation because we need 1 or 2 days, but this is what we call an area of value, whereby it have come approached many times, 5 times over the past 5 months, and we have rebounded. But what we're going to see is, if you can see some good bullish reversal candle, that can be a good signal to kind of ride the rebound back up. And let's see if we have spotted it over the past 5 months. So this is what we call something like a doji right here in July. You can see we approached it, we saw a doji, and then we started to see a bit of a rebound. So in today's candle, look at this right here. So today's candle is quite a bullish candle, I would say. You can see we kind of sold off all the way to a low of about 476, but buyers came back up, and now we're 482. So I think we can close somewhere at a day high, maybe at 485, 486, with buyers kind of pushing prices back up from the morning when we hit the low of 477, 476. That could be a good thing. That could be something like what we call a hammer, whereby in the morning the sellers were in control, but in the afternoon buyers came back, push it all the way back up, above 480 support, and even at a day high. That would be a good thing. That could be a good signal whereby buyers are kind of prepared to defend this level, like what we've seen over the past 5 months. So that could be kind of good rebound opportunity, all right. But right now, as I say, the market is still not closed yet, all right. So In terms of some upside targets, it could be drawn all the way back to like maybe $5 all the way to that 520. So that is pretty much the consolidation range that we have seen since May. I think we are pretty much back to this level again. Hopefully we consolidate above here and we see a good bullish candle and maybe a move back above 490 that could lead the reversal back up. If not, I think that is pretty much where the support is right now, right? So I mean, the news of the entire Omicron variant just came out of the past week. So I think countries around the world, scientists are all kind of like scrambling to like discover or to find out if it's a bit more deadly, alright, compared to the Delta variant. Is it like more transmissible, and can it be like the dominant variant that will overtake like the Delta variant eventually, right? So this is all in the midst of like finding out. I think the Singapore government has came out and say probably in the next few weeks that's where we'll see a bit more clarity on how this entire Omicron variant will affect the entire economies, countries, and all around the world as well, in terms of the borders opening and closing as well. All right, so this is SIA. I mean, one of the companies that were hit, of course, due to this news, or being in the aviation sector. Any news to do with like border closing, again, it can kind of like hit the aviation sector, and SIA is definitely one of them, right? So yeah, we're probably looking to see if we can see some good reversal candle. The market is still not closed yet, so over the next few days, I think we can see like a good hammer or some really good bullish reversal candle here. Then, all right, we might see a good rebound. If not, right, if there are more negative news that can come out in regarding this Omicron variant, that's where, for example, if let's say if a case were to be found in Singapore or something, and that's where we might see a little bit more negative news. We might actually break this $4.80, right? Look at this, right? If the news would come out, just like what happens right here, we sold off in April, in May, due to the Delta variant, we sold off from like about 580 all the way to around 440. Yeah, so that can happen, right? That can happen if you can't like see a case in Singapore or something, or more negative news coming out to say like it's more deadly or more transmissible and all that, and like the vaccines that we have already been vaccinated with, all right, does not work on this Omicron variant, then it might not be a good thing, all right? It might not be a good thing, and we may eventually also break this $4.80 support level. So if that happens, that would be the next downside target. You can see right here, that's where we rebounded in May, all right, around the $4.40, right? So 480, if the break, 440 would be the next support, and that's where you can also think about kind of like loading up on this, especially if you are going for the long haul rebound, or eventual recovery and all that. That's where you can think about getting in again, right? So this is SIA right here, trading about 482, all right, just above the 480 support. So we'll see if it can hold over the next few weeks. So guys, if you like this video, go ahead to give me an early thumbs up. It will definitely help out the channel, and thank you so much for doing this, right? So let's move on to the second stock I'll share with you in the aviation sector. Okay, so the next aviation stock I'll share with you would be this company called SIA Engineering, right? So one of the stocks that also same thing like SIA in the aviation sector. Whenever we have any news of kind of like moving backwards and borders closing, or like a new variant, companies like this will get hit as well. So SIA Engineering was one of those stocks we covered previously as well. All right, it was quite good. All right, there's some signs of a good uptrend. We kind of broke the 230, and there were some upside targets that were drawn from 230 all the way to 250, which is pretty much the resistance we have seen in April. All right, just before the Delta variant. So same thing, right? In April, we saw the Delta variant came out. SIA Engineering kind of like sold off from like 250 all the way to like $2, right? $2 from 250 to $2, and so far we have been like consolidating in this range from like $2 to about 230. All right, eventually just about last week, a few weeks back, we rebounded all the way to 250. You can see now we are pretty much back here again. So what are some of the levels whereby we can think about loading up again on dips as those really attractive levels to kind of catch any good meaningful rebound? So what are those levels? Let me take a look, right? So this level will be none other than the $2. Of course, look at this right here. $2 is right here. We have rebounded like one, we neared it, second time rebounded. So $2 would be a key psychological level as well. All right, but I would say somewhere around 210. Look at this, right? 210 was a little bit of a resistance just last year. Resistance, we kind of broke up. You can see, so $2 to 210, I think somewhere around here in this range, that is where I would say we can potentially see a little bit of a bargain hunting coming back again in this range, right? From $2 to 210. So today we are kind of like about $2.21. We have sold on from like somewhere around 240 plus all the way to about 221. So somewhere around there, right, you can see that buyers are starting to come back. All right, so yeah, I mean, not too sure whether we will hit these levels over the next few days, but as I say, if we see more negative news or developments coming up from this Omicron variant, that's where it can affect stocks like this, and that's where if it dips, kind of like dips deeper or lower to this good attractive levels from $2 to $2.10. All right, could be a good opportunity to kind of like load up again on dips to catch a potential rebound. Right, so this is SIA Engineering right here, one of the stocks that you can put in a watch list as well if you're looking to kind of get in on dips or bargain hunt or some of those aviation sector stocks that were hit due to the emergence of this new variant. All right, and in terms of the trend, right? In terms of the trend, I talked about it in previous video, right? There were some signs of a good uptrend starting to form up as well. Look at this, right? The red line, this 100 days moving average has eventually crossed somewhere in the beginning of the year above the blue line. So in terms of the longer term, mid to long term trend, there were some signs of the uptrend starting to form, right? But short term wise, right? Yeah, it can be a bit volatile. Look at this, right? The green lines are moving up and down. It was up just about 1-2 months ago, but then when this variant came out, same thing. We broke the 20 days moving average, and short term we are starting to see some weakness. But longer term wise, it's still looking quite okay. I think anything above like $2 to $2.10, it still looks quite okay. That's where the uptrend for the longer term still remains intact. Okay, so this third stock would be SATS, alright, SATS, SATS Services, currently trading at about $3.84. So same thing over the past 1 week, we have seen weakness coming. We kind of broke the $4, and we are pretty much back to this really good support level around the $3.80 right here. So this 380, you can see that we have been holding above, I would say somewhere around like May, or about like 5 to 6 months. We rebounded about 1 or 2 times, and now we are nearing it again. Right, so today we kind of like see a little bit of bargain hunting coming back. Buyers pushing up from 380 to about 384, and this is where we are right now. So this 380 would be a good support level, but I would say that another good support level you can take note would be this level called the $3.60, right? 360 was where we were. All right, yeah, same thing in May when we saw the Delta variant hit somewhere around April. You can see we sold all the way from like 460 to 360, and that's where some bargain hunting really came back before we saw the rebound. So yeah, I think if that 380 were to break down on more negative news flow, that is where we can potentially hit to all the way to about 360. And of course, yeah, that's where, I mean, if we can hold above 380, that would be better as well, right? A good potential rebound all the way back to this level, somewhere around the near-term target at $4.20. So $4.20 I would say be kind of like a near-term target. $4 a psychological level to watch as well, where we might see a little bit of profit taking, but $4.20 would be kind of like a key resistance level, right? So this is SATS Services. I would say that in terms of the longer term for SATS, there are some signs of a bit of sideways movement. Right? You can see that we have been pretty much moving sideways since like last year November. You can see pushing up, down, a little bit of sideways movement, not really in a downtrend, because you can see that it was like in a downtrend last year, of course, when we saw the entire situation worsen, right? But somewhere in November there were some signs of the uptrend, but it kind of like push up a little bit, and since April, March, there was some sideways consolidation as the moving averages, look at this, right? The moving averages are all pretty much moving sideways for now. So mid to long term, a little bit more sideways. Short term wise, yes, we can move up and down in these ranges, I say from 360 to somewhere around the 420 to maybe even the 460 level, right? So this is SATS Services, one of those stocks that you can also think about, loading out or bargain hunting on dips in the aviation sector, because we have seen some weakness due to this new variant. All right, guys, so these are pretty much the 3 stocks I'll share with you in the Singapore aviation sector: SIA, SIA Engineering, and SATS Services. So I hope that you now have a clearer picture on what are these 3 stocks doing in terms of their levels, some of the new support levels that have came out because of prices coming down, all right, and where are some of those levels where you can think about positioning yourself to catch any rebound or an eventual recovery. All right, so I hope you like this video, and we'll come back to this some stocks again probably in the next few weeks or next few months to see how it play out. But these are definitely some of the stocks that you can think about bargain hunting because of this new variant, right? So I hope you like this video, and if you have, go ahead to give me a like, and of course smash the subscribe button. It will definitely help out the channel, and thank you so much for doing this. Let me know in the comments below as well what you think on the entire aviation sector, or maybe on these 3 stocks. What are your thoughts on these 3 stocks? Can we see a little bit more downside, or maybe are there any chances of a good rebound happening in the next few weeks as well? Let me know in the comments below. Right, so Joey here, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.